Welcome back to Positively Star Wars, everybody. And the Mass Sith is Chimera, right? It's pointing Chimera. They want us to think it's Chimera, so it's probably not Chimera, unless that's what they want us to think. Anyway, this wasn't my favorite episode, spoiler alert. I gave out so little information about the mystery of it all, and that episode felt a little short. Still wasn't bad, but just not top three. But anyway, let's get into it and talk Acolyte episode 4, Day, which I believe the next episode will be titled Night. First things first, let's talk about the actual potential canon discrepancy, Kiadi Mundi, who we remember in the prequel trilogy as famously saying the Sith have been extinct for millennia. So him saying that no one has seen the Sith in 1,000 years and 100 years before, saying that he was involved in the Darth Zipperface debacle is my biggest problem with the show so far. Of course, it looks as though Soul and Vernestra will try to keep him out of the loop if need be, but let me know what you think in the comments. May seeing Osha in episode 2 changed her whole perspective about what she's doing. Her motivation was obviously anger towards the Jedi for the death of her sister. If it was the death of her whole coven, I think she'd still be into it, but she's done. Darth Chimera knows she's wavering, and that's why he spent the whole walk to Kanaka's talking about the plan and how she's going to do it, try to keep her motivation up. On the other hand, Osha still wants to keep her distance from May and talks like she doesn't want to be involved. It takes Soul to convince her to go apprehend May with the promise of facing her past and saving family. He is definitely hiding something, and I hope he doesn't die before explaining it to us. He keeps pushing it off, and now they got to fight Smilo Ren in the next episode. Not sure what they are trying to make happen between Osha and Jackie. It seems like more fuel for the fire, but I did hear a theory that whatever was written may have been toned down in editing. So it seems like the setup is there, but they really aren't expanding on it, which is fine, although it was more allowed in the High Republic than the time of the prequels and the OT. As we all know, Jedi aren't supposed to have romantic relationships specifically. But will we notice any chemistry throughout the press tour? Let me know what you think in the comments. Side note, I think I like the character Jackie played in Logan better than I like who she's playing here. I'd like to read the High Republic stuff to get a better feel for Vernestra Rowe. She's not my favorite character so far either, and I'm not sure if it's the actress's choices or how she's supposed to be portrayed at 100 plus years old. Either way, she seems too much like a hard ass in this time period. They have 9 Jedi that they sent out on this mission. They barely sent 9 Jedi anywhere in the prequels except for in Attack of the Clones. They kind of emptied the temple for that battle of Geonosia. I wonder how Kanaka crashed his ship and how intentional all that was. It seems like the Force has grown around the ship in a very functional way for the Wookiee. He seems to be obsessed with the witches' coven and the symbols on their foreheads, and it's definitely something connected to his mind being controlled on Brendok 16 years earlier. He can't shake the vision, so he went into seclusion, while Torben took a barrage vow to never have to talk about it again. We need to see what happened, and it's the only part of the show I'm waiting for at this point. May finds Kanaka's place after she ditches Chimera. With a trap he should have seen or sensed if he's a Sith, but I believe that's more convenience of writing than how it should have gone down. Same way the Jedi didn't sense the bugs on the trees in the forest like Osha did, or maybe they did sense them and felt them sleeping or dormant, so no need to touch or bring attention to them. And Osha not being a Jedi, she was the handsy one. And the bugs are obviously deaf, right? I mean, I expected all of them to start moving once the one started shrieking. We finally see the Sith apprentice with the mask drift down behind Osha while the Jedi are trying to coax May out of Kanaka's place. As he gets close to Osha, I did expect him to say, "You look just like her," like Chimera did in the shop. No one has seen a Sith for quite some time, so I don't doubt that the Jedi had no clue what that was. But now we have 9 Jedi and 1 tracker who have seen a Sith before the Phantom Menace. Do they all die before anybody can tell the Council? Will Soul and Vernestra create the cover-up of the century? Is Osha okay after Smilo Ren tossed her like a cornhole bag? Let's find out next week on the Acolyte Murder Mystery Show. Chimera is suspect number one for being under the mask. It might not be him for misdirection, but that's the only way it's pointing to. I almost forgot about Mother Coral in this episode. I'm wondering about Kilnaka's timeline. Obviously, that wound was fresh, but why is the Master on Kofar at the same time as May and Chimera if he's not Chimera? These are the questions I'll need answers to in episode 5 next week. I am enjoying the show as a whole, but I think this was my least favorite episode. I am down to see where it goes, and hopefully my questions get answered over the next 4 weeks. Any additional questions about anything, leave it in the comments, and I'll be back to answer those. And my next review video should be out around the same day, same time next week. See you soon. Thanks for watching, and hope you guys are enjoying the show like I am, even though it didn't sound like I was in this episode. But I definitely am, and I'll see you guys next week. Appreciate you.